everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you are doing so well. I hope that wherever you are in the world, today's been treating you well. If you are new here, hello, welcome. My name is Millie. I post all of the cruelty-free and affordable makeup reviews 3 times a week on a Monday, a Wednesday and a Friday. I would love it if you would subscribe down below, join our little corner of the internet. And what we are getting into today, I hear you ask? Studio London. I feel like it has been a while since I've heard anything from Studio London. The stand thing in my local Superdrug was barren for the longest time, and then they started bringing out new products. So I've got a few new things to be trying. I've got a few old products that I already know and love. So we're going to get into all of that. Everything will be linked down below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and click the hype button if you have it available to you. I don't think everybody has that available yet. If you have it, press it. I don't know what it does, but apparently it does something. Who's to say what it does? I'm not a gal that's in the know, but let's just dive on in, starting with a product that I already know and love. This is the Studio London Dew Dream Glow Filter Soft Focus Radiance. So this is the Studio London version of the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless thing, the e.l.f. Halo Glow, the Collection Filter Finish, all of those. But this is in a squeezy tube. There's no farty wand. If you know, you know. This is potentially, would I go as far as to say this is my favourite one of this type of product? Probably. The farty wand just really upsets me. Okay, I know it shouldn't. I know that I'm meant to be an adult and I'm not meant to be put off by that kind of thing. It's natural. I'd rather my makeup didn't fart on me, you know? So I have this in the shade, I think I got shade 2. Honestly, who's to say? Couldn't tell you. It's this colour. I don't think it was the lightest shade that they had, but I'm just going to put a little bit of this on, and this is going to be my foundation for today. I can't actually remember if Studio London have a foundation. I think they might do, you know. Don't have it. I also don't have the concealer. I have had it previously and I decluttered it because I didn't like it very much, but that was many moons ago. So let me know. Are there any products from Studio London that you think I need to try that I'm not using today? Let me know. More than happy to get my hands on some more. I do have some of the new products, but I don't have a complete full face. I am going to be using some MUA products in place of some that I don't have from Studio London, because you can also get those at Superdrug. That was my thinking. If you are doing an order or, you know, going into Superdrug to find these Studio London products, if they're any good, or even if they're not very good, you're allowed to buy them even if they're not very good, you can find the other products that I'm going to be using. That was my thinking. So let's blend this in. So it is what it is, you know. It's a glowy filter. That is the point of this product. And I like this colour, I like the finish. I blended that out with a sponge, so it is less coverage than if you'd used a brush or your hands. But I just really like it. I really like the packaging. I like that there was a good shade range. I think they had like 10 shades, something like that. I like the finish of it. It's not too glowy, like it's not too intense. It's not glittery. I have tried some that are just straight up glitter, and this one is not. It is lovely. So I'm going to go ahead and just do concealer and bronzer because I don't have a Studio London product for that. So I'm going to use the MUA Pro Base Double Shot Under Eye Brightener in the shade Light and the MUA Bronze Beauty Wand. Both of these, and I will be right back. Okay, so that is the bronzer and concealer done, and let's tidy up these brows. And this is a new product I need to get into this packaging here. So this is the Studio London Boss Brow Tamer. Laminated look, feathered effect. This is a tinted brow gel, so I want to see how tinted it is before I go in with a brow pencil. That isn't usually the way that I do my brows. I normally do my pencil first and then a brow gel, but I want to see how pigmented this is just by itself, because it might be that this works wonders all by itself. So I got the shade Deep Brown. Let's have a look at the wand. Ooh, that is a teeny tiny little wand. That does look very dark. I know I got deep brown. I was actually deciding between deep brown and medium brown, or whatever like the next one down was, and they had both, and then they didn't have any like brow pencils. They had a brow pen, but they didn't have a shade. They had either blonde or black. That was all that they had. So I was like, I'll just get the darker brow gel and hopefully this will work by itself. So carefully. Ooh, that is very pigmented. Okay, that is very pigmented. Wow. Okay, that is a very strong hold brow gel. I can feel that that is very thick, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I can feel the hold on that brow gel already. Like as I'm combing it through, that is like drying down. That is really pigmented. I feel like I'm only going to need the tiniest little amount of a brow pencil with that. Okay, I like that colour. It's not too cool toned or too warm. I feel like that's a great neutral option. I am having to be very careful, very careful to not get that on my skin too much. It absolutely is on my skin. I'm going to try and clean that up, but that has surprised me. I wasn't expecting that to have the amount of pigment, just with it saying that it was a laminating brow gel. I don't know. I was expecting it to be less pigmented, but still a lot of hold. But it is pigmented with a good amount of hold. Okay, so I need to clean that up now. I have brought over the Troublemaker Feral Brow Blade in medium, dark, and I'm just going to use the spoolie on the other end to try and sort of scratch off the brow gel that is on the skin a little bit, and then I will just use the pencil to fill in a little bit. But I am very happy with that brow gel. That has surprised me. That really has surprised me. Okay, I am absolutely happy with those brows. Very fluffy. Very fluffy. Potentially slightly more fluffy than what I would usually do, but I really like that brow gel. That has definitely surprised me, but I really like how that looks. So next up is another new product, and I got this thinking that this was a bronzer on one end and a blush on the other, and it's not. This is the Studio London Dew Dream Complexion Enhancer, and this is in Rosy Glow, so it's like a double-ended stick situation, and I thought one end was a rosy pink blush. Oh, that is so creamy. Okay, yeah, I thought one end was that and then the other end was a bronzer, but it's not. The other end is a glowy blush, which actually I really like the look of those colours. Okay, that will absolutely work. I think I will go in with the darker one further back, the lighter one further forward, and sort of blend that over the top to add like a blush lighter sort of moment. Let me wipe this off the back of my hand before I get it everywhere, because I always do. So let's grab blush brush, and I will start with that darker pink. Further back, let's just do a little bit. See how it blends out. Let's not go too crazy. Ooh, that isn't the glowy blush, but actually that's so creamy. That is looking glowy. I like that. Okay, let me just add a little bit more. I want a little bit more colour than that. Personal preference. But I do just want a little bit more than that. Yeah, that's a really nice colour. That is so creamy and so pigmented and buildable. That is a very, very nice blush stick. Okay, I'll put a little bit more on with the first swipe. That is very nice. Okay, I really like that. I really, really like that. Okay, so let's use the other end, and I'll just add a little bit sort of above that because I feel like I have firstly blended that quite far forwards, and secondly, I like that colour so much that I don't necessarily want to cover it up. Let's put this above, do both sides. So for a highlight that is darker than what I would usually do, but as a blush lighter, that shade works. And that is so glossy looking. You can see that, right? That is so glossy looking. Okay. And where that is very creamy, it's not sort of drying down instantly. It's giving me that wiggle room that I need because I am a professional yapper. I always take, well, when I'm filming, I always take a little bit of time to get round to blending things out. Yeah, that is so smooth. There is not a single chunk of glitter in that. It's just glowy. It's just hydrated looking. Okay, I will give that a minute to set down. I'll see if that will dry, and I'll like press my hair up against it, see if my hair will stick, but I'm going to get in with this one, which is the Define the Lines Precision Eyeliner in Vivid Teal. I have already tried these. I know that I like them a lot, so I am just going to do a teal wing, and that is all I'm going to do on the eyes because I've got a new mascara. A burgundy mascara. This is the Lash Icon Amplified Mascara, lengthened from every angle in burgundy. So, teal wing, burgundy mascara, orange lip is the vibe. That is what we're going for today. But first, teal wing. I'm excited. It's going to be a mishmash of colours, and that is absolutely fine. Okay, teal wing is done. These aren't the creamiest pencils. They're not the sort of softest to draw on. They're not the most pigmented colours, but the colours that they have are incredible. And of course, they're very, very affordable. These work really nicely in the waterline as well. I have tried them that way. Once these are on, they are on. It won't come off incredibly, incredibly easily. So that is the teal wing, and let's get into the new mascara. Like I say, this is in the burgundy shade. I honestly can't remember what the other shades were. I was like, ooh, burgundy, you're coming home with me. I love a burgundy mascara, especially because I have got blue eyes. I love wearing a burgundy mascara to really bring out the colour in my eyes. So let's see what this one is like. So this is the Lash Icon Amplified Mascara, lengthened from every angle. Let's see what the wand is like. Ooh, that is a big wand. Okay, it is a plastic bristle, but that is absolutely huge. That is a lot bigger than what I am used to. Stop it. Stop it now. Stop it now. So, let's see how this goes. I'm scared by this wand, honestly, it's huge. Let's see. Okay, so I'll zoom you in a second, but I feel like you can already see from that distance, one coat versus two. That is so lengthening and so dramatic. Now, obviously, I've got it on the lower lashes on this side, so that does make it look more intense. Firstly, I love that colour. Let me zoom you right in. I love the colour. I love the contrast of that colour with the teal wing. But the volume that that second coat has added and the length. So obviously this is one coat. This is lengthened, fluttery, quite natural looking. The brush really separated out the lashes nicely. But the second coat really has done that for me. I really like that. I really like that colour. I feel like I like a burgundy more than I like a brown for mascaras, because I just love that warmth, and those red tones just look beautiful on blue eyes, on green eyes, on brown eyes. A burgundy mascara on brown, rich brown eyes. I'm so jealous of people who have brown eyes. I would love brown eyes. My husband has brown eyes, and that's why I love him. I just love a burgundy mascara on any eye colour, honestly. And I feel like this built up really nicely as well, like really easily. I don't feel like it clumped up. I don't feel like I had to work very hard to get it to look as dramatic as I like my mascara to look. I know not everybody wants it to look like this. That's fine. We all have personal opinions on literally everything. Mascara is one of them. And I know not everybody wants the thickest, spideriest looking lashes, but that is absolutely what I want. And I think that this one looks lovely. I love the colour. I love how dramatic that looks. I am a very big fan. I do, however, have a little gap here in my lashes that I feel like I always have to fiddle around with to make it look like I haven't got a gap there. I know, there's like, it's first world problems, I know, but it annoys me. So that is the mascara done. Whilst you are zoomed in, let's see. Oh, I feel like that stick is still a little bit sticky. Let's get a bit of hair. It is sticky. It still feels sticky. That blush stick. Whether that is just the highlight side or both sides, I don't know. But that does still feel a little bit sticky, and it has been, in my opinion, long enough where that should have set down by now. So I will have to report back on that one. I will also have to report back on the mascara for a wear test, because I'm not going to be doing a wear test today. But let's zoom out and we can do the bright orange lip. Yes. I'm excited. So the orange lip is the Power Pout 12 Hour Velvet long wear colour, and this is in Feeling Daring. And daring, you certainly have to be. I love an orange lip. I feel very, very comfortable in an orange lip. So I'm just going to wipe off the lip oil that I had on, and let's swipe this colour straight on. These are a matte finish, but I feel like they're really nice and creamy. They go on very, very smooth. I love this colour. I love this colour. Now I actually have, and I don't know where it is, but somewhere I have a really bright orange lip liner that would go beautifully with this from Studio London. Firstly, couldn't tell you where it is. It's somewhere, probably somewhere very safe. And secondly, you can't get it anymore, and it's the perfect orange lip liner to go with this orange lip. You can still get this lipstick, but you can't get the lip liner that goes with it. So I'm going to just use a little bit of the MUA Intense Colour lip liner. This is in Cherry Kiss. I'm just going to use a tiny bit of this round the edges to just deepen up the edges a tiny little bit, and then we are done. My almost full face of Studio London. Glowy and green and orange. All of the things I want to be all of the time. There we go. Tell me that that is not the perfect orange lip. I love it, and it's so comfortable. It still feels slippy. It's not like a dry matte. It's very comfortable. I would agree with it saying that this is a velvet finish in that it looks matte, like you can't see a great deal of shine coming off it. It's not like a glossy finish, but it is so comfortable. So comfortable. Absolutely not transfer proof. If I were to kiss the back of my hand now, it would absolutely transfer, but I just love the colour, and the finish is beautiful. The way that it feels is beautiful. So that is everything. What do I think of those new brow products? The brow product. What do I think of the new products? Get your words together, Millie. What do I think of the new products? The brow gel is lovely. I really enjoy that. I'm interested to see how that is going to incorporate itself into my routine, because I've got favourite brow gels that I am so loyal to. But I really like that one. I really like how that looks. I really like the amount of pigment. I really like the colour. I'm a big fan. The mascara looks incredible. Like I say, I can't do a full day wear test today because I am actually testing a full face of new Superdrug skincare next. So I'm going to be like instantly taking all of this off now. So I can't do a full day wear test, but I will put on basically this full face of makeup again tomorrow for work, and I will try that mascara for a full day, see how it goes, because if that lasts well, I am a very big fan of that one. And then the blush, honestly, I don't think the blush is my favourite. I like how it looks, but the fact that that's still sticky, even like 20-30 minutes after I applied it, because obviously it's been some time, I have been chatting away. Yeah, the fact that that's still sticky, not sticky, but like I can still feel that dampness on my skin. Just realistically, it's not the kind of thing that I'm going to keep on wearing, because it will bother me that my hair will stick to that. Like, my hair will stick to that. So I have other favourites from Studio London that I prefer over that one. I prefer the liquid that's in like a squeezy tube over this stick. I like the finish of it. I like how it looks. But I'm just not the kind of gal that can get over a sticky feeling like that on my face, you know? So that is everything. I would love to hear if you have any favourites from Studio London that you think I need to try. Let me know. I am more than happy to try out some more products, review them, let you know what's good, let you know what is not good. But I would love to hear what you love, genuinely. If you've tried anything, I want to hear about it, because I'm a makeup hoarder and I want your recommendations. Pretty please. But that is everything. Like I say, I will leave everything linked down below. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye bye.